Hey neighbors, it's so good to be back here in the booth with each and every one of you. We've got a very interesting weekly update for you, as well as a fantastic, amazing food adventure. So you're not going to miss this one. Make sure to stick around all the way through. All right, our weekly update, we're going to kind of go backwards. We're going to start with today. So I sat down and I was ready to record everything today for this vlog and for the blog, whatever you're looking at. So I sit down, I record everything. I record everything except the food adventure, and then I look at all of the sound waves and everything, and I realize everything was clipping. And so I freak out and I go and look. And Windows had bumped everything up to 100, and that made everything go super, super loud. And I was so confused, because this hadn't happened before. And no matter what I did, it kept bumping it up every time I tried to record using this microphone here in the booth. My AT4040, my very fancy microphone. So I'm sitting there like, what the crap? What am I supposed to do? So I get onto some of my VO group ideas, and I start talking to people, and we start bouncing around ideas. And one guy's like, make sure Reaper is the DAW that I use, the software I use to record and edit my audio. He said, make sure it's using the driver for the Focusrite, my interface that my XLR cable goes into to plug into my computer. Make sure it's using that driver and not the Windows driver. So I go into Reaper, I go to my options, I go into where it's pulling the sound from, and sure enough, it's pulling the sound from Windows. And that's why it was getting so loud, and that's why it was clipping so much. So then I go and I try to switch it to the driver for the Focusrite. And that's when I realize that the drivers are not there. It's not finding them anywhere. So I go and look and look and look and look. And for whatever reason, I don't really know why or how, but the drivers for my Focusrite were gone. And so it was using it just as another audio interface using Windows different things, which is not what you want to have. You want to use the actual drivers for everything so everything sounds better. So I hope my audio quality sounds a whole lot better. It should. And this should up my auditions and get everything sounding a whole lot better. So that was a mess. It took me about an hour to get everything solved. It's just one of those days, you know what I mean? But moving on, I think one of the greatest things that I learned this week is to make sure that you're focusing on the right things, which is exactly what I wasn't doing with this situation with my microphone and everything. But the reason I bring that up is because I spent a lot of this week really looking into and trying to identify what I need to do to make my voiceover business a lot more focused and progress better. So there are 3 ways that you find jobs in a voiceover world. The first one is traditional way. And that traditional way is the way that all actors, because I'm a voice actor, right? I'm in acting. I don't really necessarily care about pet food or about some corporate training I've got to perform. So I'm an actor. That's really what it is. So that first way is to get an agent, right? Sign with an agency, and then that agent goes out and finds you jobs, and then you go ahead and you do those jobs, and you pay a small commission fee to that agent. Then the next thing that you do to find jobs, or I guess the next type of way to find jobs, is through a thing called pay-to-play sites. What that means is that you pay a monthly or a yearly subscription, and you're able to have access to essentially a job board. And what happens is clients will post auditions, and based off of your profile, you will get sent different auditions throughout the days and weeks, and you're able to audition for those, and then if chosen, you work with that client to bring to life their project. The third way is through your own marketing, whether that's cold emailing, whether that's social media, TikTok, anything like that. So I'm not going to be able to get an agent right now. That's a whole nother ballgame that we could talk about. It just goes into the logistics of what agencies are looking for right now. So it would be very hard for me, being a straight white male, to be able to find an agency that's willing to take on me currently. I've been told that by multiple casting directors, so that's not my big area of focus right now. So I am on several pay-to-play sites, and they're great, but you're competing against, like, hundreds of thousands of other voice actors that are trying to get the same job, so it's very, very cutthroat. It's a lot harder to find things. You're not getting sent every single job, and there's different tiers on these different platforms. There's even a platform that has a $12,000 a year tier on it as part of their membership, so that you're getting more and more auditions. So some people are paying exorbitant amounts to get these auditions in. Now, I'm not paying that much, but I am on 3 different ones, and I do get a few small jobs here and there, but I really want to kind of like explode. I want to make this my day-to-day work. I want this to be my thing, my full-time job, my career. So I'm looking at my marketing, and I really want to step it up. Currently, I do about 10 emails a day before my work. That leads to about, 40-ish emails in a week, which is not that many. Let's be honest. It really isn't. So I'm really stepping up. I'm going to take some accountability and responsibility and understand that I need to really step up, right? It's the good, better, best thing. It was good that I'm doing these emails. I'm not just sitting on my haunches. I'm not just being lazy about it. I was going out. I was doing things, but it obviously wasn't better, and it wasn't the best, like we've talked about before on this podcast. I'm wanting to step into the better. I'm leaving the best right now. That's full-time job, right? That's me every morning having the time and spending that time doing that marketing. I can't right now because I'm tied down with my 7 to 3:30 p.m. job. And so what I'm going to do going forward is my goal, and I'm using this as accountability as well. Like I've mentioned before, my goal is I want to do 25 emails a day. Now, that should net me about 100 emails a week, because I don't send emails out on Fridays, because who reads emails on Fridays? Let's be real, right? So what my goal is many of you have seen recently, if you follow my socials well enough, that I've been doing a lot more streaming lately. Now, streaming in video games is a great hobby of mine. It's something that I love to do. It makes me feel connected. I've got lots of friends. That's kind of my social out thing. That being said, it is a distraction. It can be, and I want to make it less of a distraction. So what I've always said when I start my streams is I don't have a stream schedule like many other streamers, and the reason for that is because I want to make sure that voiceover is my focus, and if I have too much going on in voiceover that day, I'm not going to stream. So my day is going to kind of fall out as follows. If you want to look at it, we're going to kind of look at a 2-day piece of the picture. So when I wake up, my goal is to go and wake up and to work out. That's my goal, is to work out in the mornings. If I don't work out, we'll get to that. But my goal is to wake up about an hour before work out for about 30 minutes, shower, eat a small breakfast, and then jump into my day job. My day job is very flexible, so I do auditions from time to time during it, and that's exactly, what I need to do. It's very flexible, and I very much appreciate that. It's something that I'm very grateful for right now, is that I do have the time to be able to do that because I work from home. I just work on the other side of my office, my booth here. That's the word I'm looking for, my booth here. And so, bust out auditions. But as soon as work is over, if I didn't work out that day, my goal is to then work out after I finish up with work, give myself some space away from my little dungeon downstairs. And then after that, cook dinner, eat dinner, and read scriptures with my wife. And then after that's done, I want to come down and I want to get 25 emails ready to be sent out for the next day, right? And make sure the next morning that those emails are good to go. And all follow-up emails are ready to go as well. So that's my goal, is to get all of that ready to go the night before, right? And if that eats into my stream time, so be it. Because guess what? Voiceover is what I'm going forward with. Eventually, when I am full-time in voiceover, I would love to be able to stream a little bit more because I'll have that freedom. I would love to be able to do more commentary on esports, especially with Overwatch 2 coming out in October. I would love to be able to do some casting for that, but they're not my focus. Those are my hobbies. Voiceover is my focus and my career. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So as far as anything else in the weekly recap, nothing too exciting. Water softener was delivered. I might have to have somebody come out and install it because I don't think the people that told us that we were plumbed for it were speaking correctly. I could be wrong. I just don't have anything in that knowledge. That's why I'm going to hire somebody, make sure it gets done right. Mattress, we're still waiting on that, so I'll give you guys an update on that a little bit later. But other than that, that's everything that has happened this week for me. I hope that you guys understand and know that I really appreciate everybody that takes the time to listen. I do ask that if you can, please just like the videos or comment on the blog, the podcast, whatever it may be. Like it on Spotify, like it on my website, whatever it may be. I would love to see that kind of interaction, and it helps me out a ton. Also, if you are watching the video portion of this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that you're hitting that notification bell as well. It seems like a really simple thing, and a lot of people don't like notification, things like that, but it does really help everything on my end and helps get me out there to more people. That's exactly what we want. But again, I want to thank each and every one of you. We're going to get ready for our food adventure for the week, so give me just a moment to go and get that all set up, and I'll be right back with you, neighbors. All right, neighbors, welcome back. As you can see, we've got a little bit different lighting going on. I've got my actual studio lighting going on rather than a ring light, and that's because I want to be able to show you the food, and I learned my lesson from trying to shoot it with just a ring light when doing the Hot Ones challenge with my wife. So, our food adventure today took us to the land of sub sandwiches. That's right, I'm talking about Subway, ladies and gentlemen. And what that means is we're testing out a new bread that they have. Now, I am getting older. I'm 31, and as such, my metabolism is slowing down and I'm gaining weight. So I've tried to reduce the amount of sugars and the amount of carbs coming into my body. And Subway has come out with a new bread to help people with just that. Now, I took a picture of this. I'll make sure I get it on the video and everything. But essentially, it's called their Hero Bread. That's what it's called. And this Hero Bread, it is a little bit more expensive. Keep that in mind for our review here. So for a 6-inch, add 50 cents. For a foot long, add $1. So not terrible, nothing crazy. But essentially, this bread is a hero, right? So H-E-R-O, hero. And that's because it has 0 sugars in the bread. That's a plus because that'll help me, reduce the amount of weight. 100 calories and 13 grams of protein. And not just that, it will only have 1 net carb. That's right, you heard it, 1 net carb. So after everything evens out, the fiber, everything like that, 1 net carb. So I went to the store and I was like, hey, I need 2 foot longs, one for my wife, right? She got her normal sandwich, and I was like, I need 1 of the Hero Bread, and I was just going to compare those 2. And they're like, we only have 1 6-inch piece of the Hero Bread left. I'm like, okay, well, give me a 6-inch of the Hero Bread and give me a 6-inch on regular Italian. So that's what I did. So we're gonna taste both sandwiches. Both sandwiches were made the exact same ingredients, exact same toppings and everything. We got the it's one of their new sandwiches. I can't remember. It's an Italian type sandwich. It's got capicola, it's got pepperoni, it's got ham on it. So banana peppers, tomatoes, spinach, and a Parmesan vinaigrette. So we're gonna taste this first. So this is the regular Italian. Let's give that a shot. And it tastes like a Subway sandwich. It's a very, very classic American bread taste, right? Nothing wrong with it. Nothing bad. I'm going to take another bite because I'm starving. All right. Now, we're moving on to the Hero Bread. First impressions, It's way thicker than the Italian. Let me hold up the Italian as well. Look at this. You see how flat the Italian is? How round this other one is? This one's so much rounder. It looks like a meteor bread. I know that's a weird like concept to say, but it looks like a meteor bread. So let's give it a taste. Okay, it's definitely a lot denser of a bread. There's a lot more bread there to bite through, which is fine. The flavor of the bread itself is, compared to like an Italian-style Italian loaf, an American-style Italian loaf. I know words. I do voiceover. Once I got that figured out, oh gosh, my brain. I want to take another bite and try to get a little bit more meat. It's definitely a different taste. And if you're like a huge bread lover, which like I know my wife and her family are all huge bread lovers, my extended family, my brothers and sisters, they all love bread. I'm not huge on bread taste. Bread is like a vessel to me. It's like a vessel for a sandwich, anything like that. I would say, taste-wise, as you would expect, if you're going based off of the bread alone, the taste of the Italian regular loaf is better, but just slightly. The hero bread is not bad tasting, it's just different tasting. It tastes healthier, right? Healthy things taste healthier. So, it tastes a little bit healthier. I think if you are looking to lose weight, you're looking to maybe eat a little bit healthier, be a little bit more conscious, and you're going to Subway, Hero Bread's a fantastic choice. I give it a solid 8 out of 10 on the bread. Well done, Subway. I'll definitely be getting this bread more often in the future. But that's going to wrap it up for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much again for being so supportive, and I'll catch you guys next week.